Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Skate. So today I'm going to be bringing you another Air Force related video. I'm going to be talking about not how to prepare for BMT because I haven't been through BMT yet, but this is how I am preparing for BMT so that I can look back in the future and make another video on how to prepare for BMT. I kind of see YouTube as like a time capsule and like, okay, this is what I'm doing now, this is what I'm going to do in the future, and then like I kind of reflect on that. So that's kind of what this is for. It's not necessarily just for personal reasons because I think I'm doing pretty well preparing for BMT, but I guess we'll actually see how that goes through in February. So the first thing I did was want to join, I guess. Like, that was my initial, like, okay, now let's start. After I went on the Air Force website, I looked up, like, PT test and PT minimum requirements, and I got on the floor, and I was like, doing my push-ups and doing my sit-ups and stuff, and I kind of got, like, a base, okay, like, this is what I need to do, this is where I need to go. I think I ran a mile and a half in 14 minutes. I did, like, 32 or 36 push-ups and, like, 32 to 36 sit-ups, dude. They were pretty much about level. Now I know that PT isn't the only thing for BMT, but I feel like it is a huge thing. Now I've had rappers and people and recruiters' assistants tell me like, okay, like I know PT sounds huge, but it's really not. But I feel like the other aspects of BMT, besides, you know, learning your memory work and learning, you know, I'll get into that later. Let me continue what I'm doing. So after I started doing PT and stuff like that, I literally just continued to do PT. Now, I know a lot of people who get their AFSC and then they start preparing for BMT. They don't start before MEVS. And, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but if you start preparing like me, I mean, I'm not saying like me, I'm just saying like I did. I started preparing like 9 months ago. Not 9 months ago, but like throughout the whole process, probably would have been about 9 months. So if you just do it when you're in DEP and when you get your AFSC, you're going to be doing it for 3 months versus 9 months. And you have a lot more time to get in shape over 9 months than you do 3 months. So, I mean, you can use that to the best of your ability. But it's going to be a lot more beneficial to do it over 9 months. I was running 14:15 my first time. Now I can run it in real life on a track about 12:50 and on a treadmill about 13:50. So, I mean, that is not too big of an improvement just because I've kind of just been doing it to get into shape because I'm going to use BMT to actually get to where I need to be. But before I ran that 14:15, I wasn't running at all. Literally, I had never just been on a treadmill to run distance. I mean, I got on a treadmill to run like for half a mile, but like it wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna set my mind to something and I'm gonna do it. It wasn't like that, but that's where I'm at now. So now I can do about 50 push-ups, I can do about 46 sit-ups roughly, and then I can run it in like 12:50 to 13:50. So that's pretty decent growth there. Now, another thing that I got when I swore into DEP, I went to like a DEP briefing at my recruiter's office. He gave me this guy. This guy is called the Delayed Entry Program Development Guide. I have not really looked through this, I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of this information is pretty straightforward stuff. It just kind of tells you, it's kind of like the terms and services of BMT. That's kind of how I see it. It shows you what the MTIs can say, what they can do, what they can't do, how to transition to BMT. A lot of it, like there's the rank structure, stuff like that. So a lot of it's a simple Google search, and a lot of this was stuff that I already had been looking up before I got this. So it's just the rank structure. This is the stuff the recruiter told me to memorize. He's like, memorize the rank structure. Memorize the Airman's Creed, memorize the Air Force song, and then start working out. So every first and third Thursday of the month we work out. Not only work out, but we do a lot of drills and stuff like that. So we practice, you know, our facing movements and stuff like that. He hasn't really quizzed us on our Airman's Creed and stuff like that because I guess that's kind of stuff that we're going to learn at BMT anyways because we're going to say it every day. But it's just kind of stuff that will help. But I mean, besides that, I'm kind of mentally preparing myself. On the civilian side of things, like I've already scheduled military leave from Starbucks. I've already scheduled it from JCPenney. I've already done everything that I need to do. So, you know, I've got those things down. So now I'm just kind of starting to make a transition mentally to, okay, I'm gonna leave in 39 days, you know, like it was 50 days, and then now we're at 39. It's like, oh my gosh, every week it gets more real. Every week it's like, wow, in like the next week, I'm gonna actually see my last days at work. Like, I already have, like, let me just tell you the money side of things. This is gonna be a little bit off topic. Through Starbucks, if you work at Starbucks and you take military leave, not only do you get your free coffee mark out every week, not only do you get your 30% discount, but you get 80 hours of pay every single year. And if the military pays you less than the salary you made at Starbucks, Starbucks will match your salary, or not match it, but they'll pay the difference. So luckily, everybody in the military gets paid the same. I don't know about the reserves and National Guard side of things, but active duty, we all get paid the same. We're all going to get paid the same because I'm not active duty yet. I shouldn't say that. But so like that side of things through Starbucks, like getting paid the difference doesn't really affect you. But the 80 hours of pay every year, you just have to talk to your store manager, and you have to show them like, look, this is my enlistment contract. This is me saying I swore into DEP, my AFSC, all that sort of stuff. And they can get you that 80 hours of pay in bulk whenever you want it. So I'm getting it right before or after I leave so that a more can pay rent. Plus I'm selling my car because I'm not gonna need a car until I move somewhere. So I'm gonna have that much extra money plus like my last paycheck through JCPenney and Starbucks. So we kind of got it set in the shade. We got really hooked up there. I'm like thanking God for that. I'm just like, thank you so much for providing there, because like that was my biggest stress. I didn't care about PT. I didn't care about BMT. It was the money side of things, because when you have somebody at home who relies on you and you rely on them, it can be really stressful being like, hey, peace out. I'll be gone for 4 months. Don't worry about nothing. Like that's where I'm at now, as before it was like, babe, like, you know, I'm going to go join the Air Force really quick and hopefully we have enough money. But now we kind of got things, our ducks in a row, if you will. And that kind of has definitely helped out quite a bit. So I'm not saying get a job at Starbucks because you're going to join the military and you're going to get extra money. But if you already work at Starbucks, or you plan on joining the Air Force in the future or any branch in the future, you should definitely look into working at Starbucks, because not only are the military side of things really cool, it's just a really cool company to work for too. I've had some of the best experiences of my life there. I've met really cool people. I love coffee, and I grew that love for coffee even more working there. So with that being said, there's nothing really else I can mention about preparing for BMT. I'm going to quickly kind of run down through everything. PT is a big one. Memorize your Airman's Creed. I haven't really done a lot of memorization with the Air Force song because I'm not really good with that. I don't know. I just need to kind of look at it more. Rank structure is really easy. Once you get it, it looks complicated at first, but then you kind of get it and you're like, oh, what the hell, it's easy. And besides that, I know a lot of people who kind of have this mentality of like, oh man, like they're scared, like they don't want to get yelled at, or you know, they're kind of scared of like getting things wrong. And it's like, that's what you're there for. You're there to get things wrong so that they can correct you, so that you can learn to pay attention to detail. So I mean, I guess you could kind of start looking at detail now, but they're gonna help you through it. That's their job. It's their job to yell at you, to break you down, to build you up. That whole mentality of like, look, if you can't make your bed perfect, like you can't work on a multi-billion-dollar aircraft. So it's like, it's that sort of mentality. I don't know where I've heard that before. I feel like it's just a saying in general, but that is like the whole sort of mentality. So I wouldn't really be scared about that side of things. I feel like I've heard, and I feel like if you're physically prepared for BMT, it's going to be a lot easier to be successful in BMT. And I also heard that if you have a mentality of getting through BMT, then you're not going to fail. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your ship dates and your AFSCs down below. I would love to run into some of you guys at tech school or even BMT in general, but I doubt, because we're going to be getting yelled at a lot. But anyways, thank you for watching, and peace out.